Hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in to another episode here of VATSIM Newbie. Let us go ahead and get connected to the network real quick. I think the controller that we have on right now is going to be getting offline in about 5 minutes. So I want to make sure that we can get our clearance before this guy gets offline. So we're going to work a little bit faster than we typically do. But we will have to take a look at the flight plan and everything, as well as things kind of start to progress a little bit here. So let's just do a quick radio check and see what's going on. Okay. In Jacksonville Center, Delta 922 radio check.
Delta 9 Center, 85 by 5.
Okay. In Jacksonville Center, Boeing 737 Delta 922 is at Jacksonville International, requesting IFR clearance to Atlanta.
Delta 922 Jacksonville Center, standby.
Okay. So we are working a little bit faster than we typically do because this guy is going to be going offline here pretty soon, and so I wanted to just hop on real quick and get that done. So looks like there might be another controller coming online, so hopefully we can have ATC throughout this whole flight, but sometimes it doesn't happen, especially this time of day. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Most regular people are at work. They're not on Flight Simulator hanging out like me. So but thanks for tuning in again, man. Hopefully you guys and gals have been watching these videos, man, and enjoying them. Like I said, I'm definitely a newbie. I'm definitely trying to learn and get everything taken care of. So we'll take a look at the flight, the route that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing the Bexley, and then when we get into Atlanta, we're going to be doing the Onion 1 arrival. And so at this point, we're just waiting to get clearance. So we'll close that down. We'll also take a look at the route here in our nav map. So you can see we'll be leaving Jacksonville here and heading up onto Atlanta to Hartsfield Jackson. And shouldn't be that long of a flight. I think it's about a 50-minute flight or so. So it should go by pretty quick. Especially since I'm not going to be doing a lot of, like in my previous videos, doing a whole bunch of talking at first and trying to get the plane set up.
Delta 922 Jacksonville Center, clear to Hartsfield Airport by Arnie 2 runner departure, Bexley transition, then it's filed. Climb by SID, top altitude 3000, squawk 1075.
And Jacksonville Center, Delta 922. We're having a little trouble with comms. I'm sorry about that, kid. Could you repeat, please?
Delta 922 Jacksonville Center, clear to Atlanta via Arnie 2 departure, Bexley transition, then as filed. Climb by SID, top altitude 3000. Departure on this frequency, squawk 1075.
Okay, we're cleared to Atlanta via the Arnie 2 departure, Bexley transition. We'll climb via the SID. Climb and maintain 2000. I will stay on this frequency and squawk 1075. I think that was right.
922, we're back correct. Besides the altitude, it's going to be 3000 as your initial. Advisory for taxi, expect runway 8 for departure. The Jacksonville altimeter 3015.
Okay, that's 3000. We will expect runway 8 for departure, and we'll code for taxi. Delta 922. Okay, so cool. So
Jacksonville Center, good afternoon. Lima Charlie 28, that Navy Jack 5 car down to Patrick, please.
All right, cool. So we'll be 3,000. We're going to be departing runway 8. And
Lima Charlie 28, Jacksonville Center, standby.
And we are going to be doing the Arnie 2 departure, which is this here. So with the Arnie 2, we're going to climb a heading of 077 to 540, and then we'll climb to 3,000 right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our heading right now to 077, which I could have went the other way. It would have been faster. And then we have to come into our FMC real quick, and we will set our runway because we didn't set it before. Oh, sorry about that. My mouse has been doing like triple clicks recently, which has been kind of weird. Maybe I need a new one. But we'll do here. We're going to do runway 8. And it says that it's not in the database. Of course it wouldn't be in the database. So
Lima Charlie 28, clear to Patrick Air Force Base by radar vectors Bundy intersection of going Victor 51 that is filed. 18 5000, expect 13,000 in 10 minutes, squawk 1002.
So they gave me runway 8. I don't see
Lima
runway
Charlie 28,
8
clear to
on
Patrick,
my
the radar
chart.
vectors Bundy, the Victor 51, then 5,000, 13,010, departure, little squawk 1002.
7 on my chart, so that's fine.
Lima Charlie 28, back correct. Expect only 10 for departure. The Jax altimeter 3015.
3015 will call you for taxi runway 10, Lima Charlie 28.
Okay, so as you guys can see, for whatever reason, my scenery is different, or my information is different than what they have. My information shows runway 7. They show runway 8 for whatever reason. So we're going to be departing runway 7. But I guess they're showing runway 8, which happens, which is fine. So we're going to go ahead and get the pushback done here, and get out on our way. If we're going to be expecting that, then we'll probably alright, we'll just go right then. So we'll come back about 5, then we'll expect right at a 45.
And ground cockpit.
Go ahead, Captain.
We're all set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start at your discretion.
Special pilots Orlando 86 motion Delta current or Orlando altimeter 3010.
Alright, so we're going to get the pushback done here.
Okay, parking
Let
brake
us,
is off. Clear to push.
Get our
Jacksonville Center, American 333, request radio check.
American 333, Jacksonville Center, clear out of here.
I hear you, 555, thank you very much.
Alright, so we're going to start pushing back. We'll set our, oh no, I'm sorry, not yet. We won't set our flaps yet. We will go ahead and get our lights turned on here, and then we will get our engine started up. So
American 333 Heavy requesting IFR clear to Boston as filed.
American 333 Heavy, Jacksonville Center, clear to Boston Logan Airport by Arnie 2 all transition, then it's filed. Climb by SID, top altitude 3000, squawk 1062.
So let's start. Let's set our squat code here. The engine's on. We'll set our parking brake.
Alright, brakes are set and pressure's normal.
Okay, sir. Tow bar is on. Pin is out. Watch
Set
the
our
pin on.
flaps.
Alright, guys.
American 333 Heavy, did you?
We'll be watching and the release from guidance.
American 333 Heavy, Roger. We copy clear to Boston 11 as filed to departure. Alpha Mike Golf transition, top altitude 3,000 feet, and squawk is...
Turn our APU off.
Squawk 106.
American 333 Heavy, we're back correct. Push and start is approved. Advise ready for taxi. Expect runway 8 for departure. Jacksonville, altimeter 3013.
Then we will.
Back at our discretion, expect runway 8 for departure. And we will advise when ready to taxi.
All right, so we got our engines on, flaps down, and we are ready to
Jacksonville,
go.
Charlie after American Hunter, which information Charlie at Orlando International. Request IFR clearance to Memphis International.
So we are good to go, and we're just gonna wait.
American 50, let's see,
Gonna wait for
Jacksonville
them.
Center, good evening. Clear to Memphis Airport. Alright, Jaguar 5 departure. Climb by SID. Correction, Jaguar 5 departure, double in transition that is filed. Climb by SID, top altitude 5,000, squawk 10, correction. Expect flight level 360 is your final, 10 minutes after departure, 10, 1.
Jaguar 5, begin transition, contact initial 5,000, final, climb 360, squawk 5014, American 50.
American 50, squawk is 1014. 3 back correct, expect runway 35 right, correction 35 left for departure, advise ready for taxi. 8 is Delta current, Orlando altimeter 3010.
So as soon as they get down, we'll call for our taxi.
Squawk 1014, 35 left for departure, altitude 3010, ready for taxi.
And Jacksonville Center. Jacksonville Center, Delta 922, ready to taxi, runway 8.
Delta 922, taxi via Juliet.
Taxi via Juliet for Delta 922.
Runway 8, taxi via Juliet Alpha Lima.
Okay, taxi via Juliet Alpha Lima, Delta 922.
Jacksonville Center, Lima Charlie 28, ready to taxi at Navy Jack with the weather bridge side, hangar 1000.
Charlie 28 away, 10 taxi via Alpha.
Okay, so
10 via Alpha, Lima Charlie 28.
so once again, we are having a little bit of trouble. So he's showing Juliet Alpha Lima. Juliet Alpha Lima, which is way over here. Which, okay, yeah. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Sometimes these charts don't match up, and so I I just I like to double and triple check because oftentimes those things do not match up correctly. So we are going to get on our way. We will squawk mode Charlie, and we'll get on our way out here to Juliet Alpha Lima, which is going to be kind of behind us. So we'll make a little bit of a turn here, but we'll get out on our way. Okay. So I turned a little bit of the wrong way, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to we'll make a right here, and then we'll come back up, and he'll probably tell us that we turned the wrong way, but that's okay. It's still within the ramp, so we'll be okay. So we'll make a right turn here. We'll make a left here. We'll make another right here. And we'll take this all the way around to Juliet. Going to be here on our left. So we are now on Juliet. We'll hear the sound go out for just a second. I want to check the departure again real quick. 8.
Push start.
Target 50, push and start approved, call for taxi.
Alright. I just wanted to check the departure again real quick. We're going to taxi up here to Alpha. We'll make a left at Alpha, then we'll make a right at Lima, then we'll call for departure. I need to figure out what I need to do to get everything updated. I mean, these are traffic controllers. Well, my flight sim is not seeing the same information as air traffic control. And this has happened to me at Boston. This happened to me at Portland. So
Jacksonville, Island, Charlie, ready. Hold short number 1 ready for departure, runway 10.
So I don't
Hotel 3,
know,
fly runway heading.
I don't know if it's
Wind is
that I need to
11,
do,
correction
but
1005, runway 10, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading for takeoff, runway 10, Wind Charlie 28.
So yeah, I don't know if it's something I need to do or update my scenery or what, but I am not getting the same things as not only that I'm showing, but also like my nav map and everything. So I have to figure that out. But it'll be something we'll research, and we'll get it taken care of. So all right, right up here we will make a left onto Alpha. we will come down to Lima. And we will hold short of runway 8.
Jacksonville Center, wind Charlie 28 passing 1,000 for 5.
Alright, we will hold short.
In Charlie 28 Jacksonville Center, radar contact, I maintain 10,000.
Up to 10,000 wind Charlie 2.
In Charlie 28, leaving 4,000, proceed direct Bundy, resume navigation.
After 4,000, direct Bundy on navigation, wind Charlie 28.
Alright, and so we'll call for our departure here in just 1 second. Just want to get to my legs page here. Okay. In Jacksonville Center, Delta 922 is Lima, holding short of runway 8, ready to go.
Number 922, fly heading 080. Runway 8, clear for takeoff. Jacksonville wind is 110 at 8.
Flight heading 080, clear for takeoff, Delta 922.
In Charlie 28, climb maintain 13,000.
13,000 wind Charlie 28.
Let's pull our down here, and we will head out for lineup and departure. Now, like I said, if you guys have been watching me, I want to get this alarm when I get ready to take off, and no one still has not been able to tell me what this alarm is or what it means or what I don't have set up correctly, but I would love to know. It would really make my life a lot better.
Jacksonville Center, American 50, ready taxi.
American 50, runway 35 left, taxi by Gulf Hotel 10.
Like I say, I feel like I have everything set up correctly, but I still
Left
get
taxi,
that alarm
Gulf
every
Hotel
time I
10.
get ready to take off, so I have to figure out why.
Jacksonville Center, American 333, ready to taxi, runway 8.
American 333 Heavy, runway 8, taxi by Juliet Alpha Lima.
Taxi runway 8 via Juliet Alpha Lima, American 333.
In Jacksonville Center, Delta 922 is at 13,000 for 3,000.
Number 922 radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000. Proceed direct Kimmel, resume the RD2 departure when able.
14,000 direct Temo for Delta 922. What? Was that for me? Alright, so we are going to be direct Temo, which I actually don't have in my FMC right here, but it's actually okay. So I need to figure this out here. So Let's go. Let's see if we can't get this entered in real quick. It may not be in my database. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's not on my database, so I have to. I'm going to have to.
Delta 922, turn left heading 320, unable to proceed direct Kimmel, resume the departure, continue climb to 14,000.
Say altitude again for Delta 922. I'm sorry, say heading, please. Delta
Delta
922.
320, when able, direct Kimmel.
320, direct Kimmel, Delta 922. Man. See, and that's such a difficult thing because I don't have Kimmel in my.
It was Charlie 28, the Orlando altimeter 3010.
3010.
I don't have Kimmel, nor do I
Delta
look at
922, climb maintain flight level 300.
flight level 300, Delta 922.
Jacksonville, Southern United, 1814.
I do not have these things in my
coming into
database,
Tampa,
which
we are
is
at
so weird.
3,500 feet.
United 1814, Jacksonville Center. I do not control the Tampa Airport monitor Unicom on 122. Have it name.
So
Over to Unicom, for the United,
so I'm just gonna watch
1814
my map over here and just make sure I'm kind of headed toward Kimmel, because for whatever reason I can't get that in the database. It's so weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing a service pack or something. I have no idea, but I mean, I can't get Arnie. I can't get Arnie nor Kimmel entered in here, which is a little bit of an annoyance when you're doing a departure that calls for these routes, these fixes or whatnot, I should say. So, well, like I say, that's why we are VATSIM Newbie. See, the Arnie says not in my database either. So I don't know. Maybe I'll take a look at things and see. Well, in the meantime, what we'll do is in the meantime, what we're going to do is get everything set up for our arrival. So, well, let's take a look out the window for a second. It's pretty cool. The Atlantic Ocean over there, as you can see. But let's get everything set up for the arrival. This will be a pretty quick flight. So we'll need to pull up some flight plans and take a look at exactly what we're doing here. We're supposed to be doing the Onion 1 arrival into Atlanta, but we'll see what happens. Let's get our auto lens set up. I like to be ahead of the curve here, so we'll go ahead and get this set up right now. Zero 92. Nav radios need to be at 111050. our auto land information as well. Elevation is 1189. And our length is 3624. Alright, cool. So we're good to go right now. We're heading directly for Chemo at this point. Let's check our lights because I did not put on my landing lights when I took off, which I have a habit of doing when I am thinking too much. Cool, so we're just gonna cruise at this point. We're kind of on point to where we should be, I guess, but yeah, so man, thanks for hanging with me like I say all the time. I really, really appreciate it, guys, tuning in. I think
Jacksonville Center, American 0, runway 35, Hotel 10, ready for
I think I need to figure out like
American 50 on departure, fly heading 030, the wind 0607, runway
Do
35
some,
left, clear for takeoff.
do some research and figure out why like a lot of my fixes and things like that database that is highly annoying
runway 35 left, clear for takeoff.
flying.
American 50.
So
American 333 holding short 8.
American 333 heavy, fly heading 080, runway 8, clear for takeoff.
Fly heading 080, clear for takeoff, American 33.
all right, yeah, so like I was saying, I need to do some research and figure out why the heck things are happening the way that they're happening. I don't know. It is really, really annoying, and definitely something that I need to figure out. Because like I said, I was at Phoenix the other day and the same thing happened to me. I
Jacksonville Center, hello, red line 311 reaching high back settle 340.
they were telling me taxiways that
Red
were
line
out there
311, Jacksonville
was
Center, good afternoon. Restate transponder, squawk 1033.
I don't know what's up. I'm gonna do some research on that, though, and figure out, 'cause I can't be in a position where I don't have control.
American 50 radar contact, stay altitude leaving.
American 50 station, please.
American 50 radar contact, stay altitude leaving.
Passing flight level 2000.
American 50, roger. Proceed direct Guano, resume the Jaguar 5 departure, climb maintain 2000.
Proceed direct 120.
This controller is feisty. It's a feisty one. But yeah, man, hopefully I can figure out what's going on with that, man, because I keep getting fixes and they're not in my database, and I gotta figure out what's going on.
Red line 311 radar contact, 7 miles east of Ormond Beach VOR, descend to maintain 4000, Orlando altimeter 3010. Expect visual approach from a 35 right.
7,000 3010 for 35 right.
So I'm also kind of curious, like, how long this Jacksonville Center guy stays with me. I don't know if he's going to stay with me into Atlanta.
American 333 heavy radar contact, stay altitude leaving.
But we'll see. We can also pull up our...
Team contact first, American 333.
Excuse me. We can also pull up our map here.
Leaving, leveling off at 3000, American 333.
Center's online. And
American 333 heavy, roger, turn left 320, when able to proceed direct Kimmel. Resume the RD2 departure, climb and maintain 14,000.
Memphis appears to be online. And
American 333, can you put that in text first again? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to lower my volume on my aircraft in a minute.
And New York approach is online. And Kennedy's up. And they're flying like crazy in Europe, though. Look at that. These are all the people flying right now out in Europe. That's pretty crazy. A lot of guys are online out there. That's pretty sweet. I haven't had any
Okay, climb maintain 14,000, turn left heading 320, proceed direct Kimmel. And when able, resume the RNE2 departure.
I haven't had a lot
American 50, climb maintain, flight level 360.
I haven't had a lot of experience flying with like
overseas.
That's something I definitely want to do coming up. That'll be kind of sweet. No, I mean, it's pretty much the same. I know they use like a different thing or whatever, like HPAs or something. But you know, my thing, like, I'm really trying to just get used to the phraseology and man, a lot of those accents and stuff over there. You know, they're kind of hard, especially over radio like this. My headset on, it's very difficult to understand what a lot of those guys are saying. I mean, it's hard enough to understand what these controllers are saying half the time. So it makes it a little difficult. But I'm learning, man. I mean, it's all a learning process. You know, you're gonna mess up. That's just what's gonna happen. So, but as long as you have the basics, you know what I mean. I have the basics pretty much down. So I'm not really too worried about anything else. Like, I'm not worried about messing up. And I'm not worried about making a few mistakes. You know, that's how you learn. So it's all good. But woke up earlier today and I saved a bunch of flight plans for a lot of the airports and stuff that I feel like get, you know, a lot of controllers throughout the day. I fly just about every day. I don't think that there's a day that I don't fly. Maybe yesterday I didn't fly because of the World Series, but besides that, I fly. And I'll give you an example. I think I can pull up my current like VATSIM history right now. If I think this is me right now. And so I can bring up like my current history of everything that I've done on VATSIM. So even though this is like my 4th, episode, these are all the flights that I've done on VATSIM so far. I was flying with the Southwest airplane before. But we did San Diego, Phoenix, Cleveland. We did Cleveland a couple times because that was just real easy, just to try to learn. I think there might
American 333 Heavy, climb and maintain flight level 290.
There might have been a Cleveland Center online or something. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 full flights right now on VATSIM. Altogether, though, man. You talk about hours. Yeah, hours. I don't even know. I mean, I've been flying this PMDG plane for almost about 5 years.
Red Lion 311, are you flying an arrival to Orlando this afternoon?
For about 5 years, so I've got a lot of experience.
Sorry, say again.
Red Lion 311, are you on a star moment?
I'll see what for Orlando. Red Line 311.
So, but yeah, I mean, I got a lot of hours on this thing, man. Probably, I mean, definitely over 1,000 hours. Definitely. So,
Red Lion 311, Roger. Cross Llama and then maintain 2000.
So yeah, man, I got probably way over 1,000 hours. I mean, I've been flying for a really long time.
Red Line 311.
And it's been fun. It's been cool. So let's take a look at our descent. We are currently 76 miles from our descent. So we won't start any checklists or anything like that right now. We'll just kind of chill. I'll bring the VATSIM over so you guys can, or I'm sorry, V-Pilot over so you guys can see what's going on here on the with this particular controller.
Check the following Seaward 4 arrival from Heibeck with Heibeck transition. Lambda is not on the route.
So, yeah, man. Maybe if you're curious at all, any type of add-ons that I have, I'm just flying Orbix and Orbix trees.
Alright, Red Line 311, yeah, in that case you're supposed to cross Apollo at 14, but no worries, sir. Just to set and maintain
Active Sky Next, typically, which I actually don't have turned on right now, which
2000, Red Line 311,
I'm not going to turn on because it's going to cause the simulator to pause for a moment. But Active Sky Next, HD airports, just a couple. I mean, nothing crazy. No
922, Lima Airspace, Atlanta Center closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved today.
Frequency change approved, Delta 922. Have a great day. Thank you. So,
American 333, clear direct, Florence, VOR, Foxtrot, Lima, Oscar.
So yeah, that's the end of our air traffic control services on today for Jacksonville Center. So we'll be over to Unicom for the remainder of the flight. But yeah, I mean, all of my add-ons all together, I probably spent about, I'll just say probably $100, $120 at the most. I'm not going to be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on Flight Simulator. It's something that I enjoy. I'm definitely an enthusiast, but I am not, I will not be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on Flight Simulator at all. I used to have a lot of these things before on a different airplane. I'm sorry, on a different computer, so I was able to migrate like Orbix and a lot of stuff over. But yeah, that's about it. I don't fly with the yoke or anything, though I'd like to get one. It would be kind of cool to fly with the yoke, but that may be something down the line. As you guys are going to see coming up, what I'm really going to be working on over the next few months is really getting into sim racing. So I love sim, I love sim games. I mean, going all the way back to the times of like Sim City, and there used to be a game on NES, man, and I think it was called like Airbus something, Airbus X or something. I would love to Google that and figure out. And what it was like you could control an airport or something like that. It was crazy, but anyway, all the way back to those days in the 90s, like early 90s, Sim City and coming up, on those types of games. I love simulators. I've been playing racing games. I think the first racing game that I've ever played was Pole Position on Atari, and from there, all types of different things. RC Pro-Am and what's it called? Top Gear or something? I don't know. F-Zero. I loved F-Zero as a kid. I mean, you could not tell me anything, man. I loved F-Zero. So yeah, so with that, I'm really going to be getting into sim racing. When I was a kid, I used to play Gran Turismo like crazy, man. Like, I'm talking about hours and hours and hours on end. No racing wheel, nothing like that, just on a controller. And I would do endurance races that were like 8 hours long, and I would sit there and actually, do the whole race and stuff like that. And I love that. So fortunate and blessed enough to delve into some things. So that's one reason why I'm not going to be investing like large amounts of money into Flight Simulator, because I'm planning on investing out the gate probably about 800 to $1,000 in sim racing things. So I've been doing a whole bunch of research on the sim racing scene, of course, watching the Sim Pit and Inside Sim Racing, and reading a lot of forums and all types of things like that. I mean, I'll show you right now. I actually have a bookmark here, sim racing rig, and so I'm looking at the Thrustmaster and trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as the seat's concerned. Found this little seat right here on Jags, but I don't know if that'll be comfortable. The other thing is, I'm definitely going to build my own rig, my own sim racing rig, because I am literally about 6 feet 7 inches tall, and I doubt that any of the racing rigs that you can buy are going to accommodate my size the way that I need it to. And so I'm just going to I love that. I'm just going to venture in and build my own thing, and we're going to do it like that. So we're almost about 30 minutes from our time of descent time. 30 nautical miles. So at this point, we're going to start, setting up the plane for our arrival. So we'll make sure our auto brakes are on. We are going to arm the speed brake, though we'll probably use some of that on the descent. We have the frequency entered into the nav radios. We have our course set for our arrival. We have our course set for our arrival. Our engines will turn to continuous. Oh, they were on continuous. We'll turn to continuous, and that will set up our plane. A lot of everything that we did, we put everything into our auto land here. We set up everything beforehand, and so I like to be ahead of the curve. We're flying, we're just a one-man person right now flying, so that's that's really tough to be a one-man band and not be ahead of the curve like you need to be. So we're going to be coming into Atlanta here relatively soon. We are just about, I would say we're probably about 25 minutes from landing or so. But yeah, man, so we got that set up. But back to the rig, like, man, that is going to be a lot of fun. And I've been looking at certain things. I'm like, man, should I go metal? Should I go wood? Should I do, what type of monitors should I look to purchase? What type of hardware, what type of add-ons, and also what exactly am I going to race on? I mean, I like, and a lot of people will probably say, that's not necessarily a sim racing experience, but I like Forza. My hope and dream and wish and goal is Apex 6 on the computer here on PC is amazing. I mean, graphically, it's just stunning. And so I'm hoping next year, when Forza 7 comes out, it'll be available for the PC, of course. And I'm hoping with that, that'll be probably the primary thing that I'll play. Project Cars, I've never played. I'm sorry, not Project Cars, but what is the name of the thing? iRacing. iRacing, I've never played. I've heard both good and bad about it. I've watched a lot of videos about them, and I don't know. When I look at iRacing, it just does not, graphically look that appealing to me. I hear so many things about the physics being, the physics engine being off. I hear so many things about how expensive it is. Now, I don't have a problem with the expense. People are saying you're going to pay about $500 to $700 to get iRacing where you want it to be. For me personally, I'm like, so I mean, it's something that you do. It's something that it's a hobby. It's some people join bowling leagues, and a bowling league might be $300 for a season, or some people join softball leagues and it might be $300 or $400 to play in a softball league or whatever. So I don't really get caught up too much on that, man. If it's something that you like, why not pay for it? You go to the movies, you go karting, you go bowling, you some people jump out of airplanes, people travel. So I don't have a problem with the expense at all, not at all. So yeah, I have no problem with the expense whatsoever. I think that that's fair. I think it's a fair price to pay for it. I really, really do. So spending about $2,000 or $3,000 on a racing rig, and spending about that much money on a racing rig or whatever, maybe that's insane to some people, but I'm into photography. Not into photography, but I am a photographer, a professional photographer, and of course it's something I love, so I put money into it. So to be honest, it's not really that huge of a deal. It's not really that big of a thing, to get things where you want it to be. It's fun, it's safe, it's cool, and it's something to do outside of the 9 to 5, if you work a 9 to 5 job or something like that. Same with Flight Simulator. I love Flight Simulator. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's relaxing. Things like this, they're relaxing. You can just kind of get lost in the scenery and just kind of chill out. The engine sounds are soothing, whatever. It's just fun, something to do. something to do. So also, you know, for people who complain about the price of certain things, I mean, some people will spend, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You spend $1,000 or $2,000 if you go to the club every weekend and kick it and all of that type of stuff. So, you know, it's entirely up to you, man, and what you want to do, you know, with your time and stuff like that. You know, you think about it, you know, you spend what, $100 a weekend, maybe. You know, you spend $100 a weekend going out to the club, you know, buying drinks, getting an Uber, you know, buying other people drinks, buying girls drinks, eating falafels or whatever the case may be after the club, going to Taco Bell, hanging out. You know, it might be $100 a weekend that you do. Well, within a month's time, that's $400. You're already pretty much set up for a really nice racing wheel. You're definitely set up for a pretty good getting iRacing and stuff like that. So, you know, over a couple months' time, what's that? That's $800. So you're well on your way to doing things. So it's all about what you do and what you enjoy, you know. So. So we'll take a look at our route. You can see we're descending now. We're just about 40, 50, about 60 probably nautical miles away from touchdown. Pretty much have everything set up, good to go. We'll go ahead and turn our landing lights on at this point, and we'll turn on our runway turn off and our I just like to have all those lights on so it's less have to worry about once we touch down. Our speed brake is armed. We don't need to put any flaps out or anything like that right now. Our speed brake's armed. We're set up. Our ILS is set up. And we are good to go. So at this point, we're just going to be descending, and we can take a look. We can take a look at where we are in the world, if you'd like. We are currently right over by Riverbend Airport. This is US 19, US 41, and we're just kind of east of Griffin, which might be what this is over here. So yeah, we're just east of Griffin, passing through. We are just coming over GA 155 right now, which is North McDonough Road. We just passed that. We're going to be coming up to Atlanta, kind of southernly, like southwest, and we'll make a turn and we'll come in here and we'll land. So kind of I won't even really call this Atlanta suburbs just yet. I mean, we're a little bit too far away to call that suburbs, but we are or even Atlanta Metro, a little bit too far away to call that Atlanta Metro. But as you can see, we're tracking across here. We're passing Pecan Patch. We're going to be heading we're going to be passing the Old Atlanta Road here, and Hillview Road and that pretty soon. So we are on our way here to Hartsville, Jackson. All right. Speed brake up a little bit so we can slow it down a little bit. Slow it down. So we'll slow it down a little bit. You can see things a little bit better what we're going to be doing here relatively soon. Then we have our approach VREF set, and we're just going to land and chill out, run to a Hawks game or something like that. Man, I've never been to a Hawks game, man. I'm from Ohio, so I've only been to Cavs games. Oh, that's not true. I went to a Detroit Pistons game when I was in college, but I'd like to get down to a Hawks game or something. Why? I don't know. They don't really have anybody worth seeing. Not even Dwight Howard, because he sucks. In my humble opinion, I think he'll go down as, in my mind, as one of the biggest busts. I mean, big guy, but he's pretty soft, and he'll go down as a bust for me. He's not even an exciting player to watch, but you got to think about it. The league has changed so much. To the point now where there's big men are not even thought about anymore. I mean, it's a big argument, do you really need a big man to win the title? Did Cleveland really have a big man last year that really contributed, and they won the title? And so yeah, that whole center thing is just not what it used to be anymore. Not like in the 90s and things like that. I don't want to sound like that old guy, because I'm not old at all. But I don't want to sound like that guy, who's I don't want to sound like that guy who's old and just still living in the 90s with Jordan and all of that type of stuff. I like the game. I like the game now. It's fast. It's fun. These guys can shoot like crazy. It's dynamic. You're seeing players that you might not have seen in the past. I mean, what I mean to say is, like the athleticism. Of these players these days is kind of crazy, but. We talked in another video about these squiggly lines. I think it's has something to do with Rex. After I installed Rex, these kind of squiggly line things appeared, and what I think that it is just some type of texture or cloud layer that just is not really loading correctly, so it's showing up as this line. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, but I just wanted to let you guys know what that is if you see that on your screen. But back to basketball, I think guys' careers were lasted a little bit longer. Well, I don't want to say careers lasted longer, but I will say that, it's been, you see a lot more injuries these days in all sports, and I feel like that there's this whole connotation with, bigger, faster, stronger, and I just think that, you end up kind of putting entirely too much on we end up putting entirely too much on our bodies sometimes, and you take a look at a guy like Ben Simmons. I think he was at a good playing weight. Well, let's take a look at like Kevin Durant, for example. Durant, he he came into the league, and he's been pretty much the same size, and he hasn't been plagued by a lot of injuries. He had a little foot issue or something a couple years ago, but outside of that, he's not been plagued by any like crazy type of injuries. But let's take someone like Ben Simmons now. Ben Simmons coming into the league right now. He he recently just got hurt, which is unfortunate, because I attribute it to, just packing on maybe a little bit too much pounds really fast, and your body, not really being able to catch up. But anyway, we are going to be landing here soon, so we are going to put our speed brake, keep our speed brake up a little bit. We're going to start extending some flaps down here, as you can see. Now I'm going to put the gear down and things are going to get super loud. And there's the airport in front of us, as you can see. Put on our overhead display so you can kind of get a visual awareness of what's going on. We'll start extending out some more flaps. And we're online with the runway now. And we are headed down to the runway. And we'll be on the ground here shortly. And we made it. So pretty cool landing, man. That was pretty cool. I was trying to get the get everything to kind of match up there and look pretty nice. So It actually worked out. It actually was pretty nice. So all right, so let's do some things we got to do here. We'll turn that off. We will taxi over here to the right. And then we will taxi to the left. Alrighty. Just a little bit more. Cool. Alright, we'll turn off our landing lights. We will turn these off. We'll start the APU. Turn our brakes off. Disengage our autopilot. Put our speed down to here. Put our heading here. Doesn't really matter. And we're gonna go down here. Actually, we're gonna go pretty far to the end down here. We're gonna go down to gate, which will be 35. Close that, clear out our master caution. Alright, so we'll turn in here. We will turn off our, oh we did, so to make sure we turned off our taxi lights. So as to not blind the ground crew. And we are good. Cool, man. So thank you for flying with me today and hanging out again for another quick episode here of VATSIM Newbie. We are definitely still learning and still getting some things taken care of. So yeah, man, but thank you guys for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. I know you guys don't have to do that. Got other things that you could be doing and maybe should be doing, but you're hanging out with me and you know, it's much appreciated. So stay tuned for another flight, man, and you know, comment, like, subscribe, whatever whatever it is you want to do that. All right. You guys take care, man. Peace.